Yo, what's up? This is your boy Derek Brentshaw, SportsView360.com, covering New Orleans Saints today. And today we're going to talk about Demario Davis, coming back for his plan to come back for year 15, which will be 2026. And a quick Saints versus Falcons preview, along with some other New Orleans Saints news that has transpired over the last few days. So, according to this report right here from Saints beat writer Captain Terrell of ESPN, Demario Davis stated that he plans to play football next season with the New Orleans. Well, I won't say the New Orleans Saints, but he plans to play football in 2026. Here's the quote from what he said. Quote, I tried to take it 1 year at a time, and I'm excited. This probably be the earliest that I know that I won't continue to play, that I want to continue to play, Davis said. Davis, who turns 37 on January 11, has a career high 137 tackles this season, according to True Media. He said that he has hit some of the preseason goals he set for himself, which indicates that he is still playing at a high level. Quote, I'm not trying to plateau. I'm not trying to break even. I'm not trying to peak. I'm just trying to get better, Davis said. And like when I'm getting better, it's like an indicator that I'm on the right track. And so because I've done that, I think that gives me a lot of confidence that I'm looking forward to returning. End quote. Davis said that he is not worried about his contract, which voids in the offseason. The contracts of quarterback Taysom Hill and defensive end Cameron Jordan are also set to void. Davis initially signed with the Saints as a free agent before the 2028 season, and also played for the New York Jets from 2012 to 2015, and the Cleveland Browns in 2016, and the Jets again in 2017. I don't think, quote, I don't think in terms of the business element before the business element presents itself, Davis said. We're in a game where contracts do matter, but that's such a small part of your career that happens in the small window in the off season, once every other year or every couple of years. And when that time to get here, man, in 14 years, that's always works itself out. I've never had to really negotiate a contract. They've always negotiated themselves, and so when the time gets here, that's like very low for my concern, meaning right now. I'm gonna cut it off right now, man. All right, so Demario Davis plans to return for the upcoming season. Now, the big question is, where is he going to return? Are the Saints going to bring him back next season? Um, I think so. I think they're going to work a deal out, bring him back on a team-friendly contract, and he will play next season with the New Orleans Saints. Um, Same goes for Cam Jordan. I think that works him out with Cam Jordan as well, and they bring him back. Now, do those guys, if the Saints decide not to bring those two players back, will those players have a market? Yes, they will. Both of those guys will have a lot of suitors on the free agent market, especially from teams that are trying to compete for a championship. I'm telling you, those guys will have a market. Demario Davis still playing at this level. Gonna turn 36. Will be 37 next year. Once in for that upcoming season, still playing at a high level, 137 tackles. Somebody will look at that. Some of these teams will have interest in Demario Davis. Sam goes for Cam Jordan. You saw what happened when they removed Todd Grantham, the defensive line coach, from that position. Um, Bring in, Brandon Staley comes in, new DC, implements a new system. It wasn't looking like Cam was falling off, during the season. And then he just started getting sacks, start putting up the big numbers, start making big time plays. And that's because of the scheme that Staley was in, the scheme that Brandon Staley established. And Cam Jordan is not no traditional 3-4 guy, you know. And that was my concern, was Could guys like Cam Jordan, Carl Granderson function in that system? You know, Chase Young is a good player. Well, let me say, can Chase Young is a great player for that scheme. You know, so I think you bring back Demario Davis. You know, team it look like this rebuild could go faster than what a lot of people expect. A lot of people out here saying, man, it's a 5-year process. It's a 6-year process. It don't take that long, bro. It don't take that long for teams to turn around and be good again. It doesn't, and I think now that you have this quarterback situation finally figured out, you can look at other aspects of this team and see where you're really at. You could go out there and, you know, pursue high price free agents. That's if you want to go that route. Or players on, find solid players on bargain deals. You know, you got the quarterback position figured out. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be fair. I won't say fair, but I think it'd be the right thing, the right decision to bring Demario Davis back, man. You know, go through what gone through what they've gone through over the last couple of years with, with Dennis Allen and, falling short, not making the playoffs. Last year, the bottom completely falling out. This year you're going through the building year and like things weren't even that bad. Bring these guys back, give them, put a team together that's formidable enough to compete for the division, win the division, get in the playoffs, and see where things go. Bring them guys back on, and sell that point to the fan base. You know, so I think they should bring back Demario Davis, in my opinion. Demario Davis and Cam Jordan. Taysom Hill, that's a whole different story, man. Taysom Hill is just not the same player that he once was, man, especially coming off of that injury. These guys, Demario and Cam, they've been healthy. They've been healthy for most of that time with the Saints. I don't think Demario Davis didn't miss a game this season. Cam Jordan didn't miss a game this season. So bring those guys back, man. Both of those guys need to come back. You need those veterans. You need these type of veterans on your football team, especially a young team like the Saints, a team that's still growing, still figuring out how to win. You need these guys on your roster, man. In my opinion. So yes, bring back Demario Davis. He deserves to be a New Orleans Saint next season. Cam Jordan as well. So that's why I see that. That's how I see that playing out. Demario Davis will be in the black and gold uniform next season. That's what I think. Now, if they don't, this guy will have a market. They will have some suitors for this guy because you don't veteran linebackers like Demario Davis, a guy that's always in shape, very proficient in his conditioning. They don't stay on the market that long. That's just facts, you know. So bring that guy back, man. In other news, man, we're gonna segue to this Saints versus this Saints versus Falcons game. This week, last game of the season. Take on the Atlanta Falcons, a rematch from a few weeks ago where the Saints came off a bye week and just laid an egg against their most hated rival at home at the Superdome. Now the rematch goes to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And if we're being honest, the Saints and the Falcons are the two hottest teams in the NFL that are not going to the playoffs. Let's be honest. Both of these teams are playing really good football right now. Both of these teams are entirely different teams compared to what we saw a few weeks ago, well, a month ago, when they played each other in the Superdome. Falcons have gotten better. The Saints have gotten better. You saw how good the Falcons were against the LA Rams this past Monday. For those of you who watched the game, I was kind of shocked and impressed by that outcome of that game because I didn't think it would go like that. But they did a really good job of defending Matthew Stafford. Bijan Robinson is a problem. He is a problem, hands down. Y'all know about Drake London, um, Tyler Algieri, the other running back. They got some weapons out there that can really hurt the Saints team. And now that Chris Olave, you won't have Chris Olave to throw to. That's going to be a huge loss, but it's not really worth it because that type of that we get a blood clot in the lung. That's pretty serious. So get well, Chris Olave, man. But ain't really worth it, So there's that. But you got to they're still gonna try to make it happen, And in regards to Tyler Shuck, in regards to his quest for NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, he probably gonna have to win this game. People last week we thought maybe if you outduel Cam Ward in that matchup, that'll give you the nod for the favorite to win NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. But now that Olave is out, can he take it to even more another level of being his team's starting quarterback? Because I've been saying this for a while. This is how you elevate yourself as a franchise quarterback, as a long-term leader. When you can make other guys better around you, where you can make, undrafted guys, late guys that were taken in the late round, can you elevate their level of play? And, we're being honest, Tyler Shuck is doing that. He's been doing that lately. Guys like Kevin Austin are getting open. Mason Tippin is doing some things. Austin Estime, the running back, he's looking solid. We all know about Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson like an all-pro tight end right now with playing with Tyler Shuck. So now you down a weapon, just like it was before. You didn't have Valet, now and then it was just Olave, um, Juwan Johnson, and Austin Estime. Now you don't have Valet, you don't have Olave, you don't have Devin Neal. It's all now it's just you and Juwan Johnson, which has pretty much been your favorite target outside of Chris Olave. It could be you, it could be Tyler Shuck, Juwan Johnson, and Kevin Austin Jr. And Mason throwing in some Mason Tipton and Dante Pettis, you know? So they're gonna have to bring it in this matchup, bro. They got to bring it against a really good Atlanta Falcons team, roster wise, you look at this team, you look at the Atlanta Falcons, they should beat the Saints in this matchup. The Saints should not have a chance in this game. But that's not the same. This is not the same New Orleans Saints team that we saw a month ago when they played in the Superdome against the Falcons. It's just not. But then again, they did a really good job of stopping Tyler Shook in that game. But in that same token, that's a different Tyler Shook that you saw in that matchup. This Tyler Shook is very different. Far better than what we saw in the than what we saw in the last matchup. So a lot of these both of these teams have changed a lot. Both of them have changed a lot since that meeting. You know, so it's just gonna be a lot to look forward to in this matchup. It's the last game of the season. Really, I mean, there are some playoff stakes implications in this matchup because if the Falcons beat the Saints in this game, the is a tie atop of the division. If I'm not mistaken, and the Carolina Panthers will win the division regardless. They'll win the division. If the Saints win this game and the Buccaneers beat the Carolina Panthers, um, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the NFC South title. That's just how it is. So a lot of people didn't know that, but that's the stipulations. If the Bucks win tomorrow, but the Saints lose, it won't even matter. The Panthers win by default. That's just how it is. But in regards outside of that, man, this game is it's strictly about pride, man. Pride, and to give these fan bases something to look forward to next season. It just is. Excuse me. And if you look at the matchup predictor by ESPN, they have the Falcons winning by 53.6. They give them a 53.6% chance of beating the Saints. Saints at 46%. We'll see how that all play out. The point spread right now, if you're in the betting, is Falcons -3, 3.5 favorites over the Saints. So, and it should be because of the rosters, man. The Saints roster is pretty much, all of the really good players are pretty much out in this matchup. Falcons bring in everybody for the most part. Kurt Cousins, B. John Robinson, Drake London, Charlie Algieri, Kyle Pitts. They got everybody, especially on defense as well. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints lose this matchup, bro. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose this game. I wouldn't be upset if they lose this game because you got enough. We got a huge sample size of where this team is going next season. You got a huge sample size, So, and if you finish the season at 6-11, I think that's not bad. I think that's not bad. 7-10 would be great because that was my prediction. Before the season even started, people were telling me there was too much games to give them. That was too high for the Saints, but that wouldn't be bad. Even 6-11 wouldn't be bad because at one point you was 1-8. At one point you was 1-8. At one point you was like 2-9. You was 2-10. So that's not bad at all if you win 6 games. So it is what it is at this point, man. But I expect the Saints to come out here to fight, man. Come out here and put up a good fight against the Atlanta Falcons. If they're gonna win this game, it's gonna come down to defense. Defense, Tyler Shucks, playmaking ability, his decision making, and if he can run the football against his team. And they're gonna have to keep B. John Robinson in check. It's just that simple. Keep B. John Robinson in check. Put that pressure on Kirk Cousins, and you might have a chance to win this game. It's just that simple. You're not dealing with a Michael Penix Jr. back there, even though Michael Penix is not a mobile QB, really a typical mobile QB. It's just that simple. So, if I had to go with a prediction, man, do I think the Saints could pull this off? Yes, without Chris Olave, I do. And with that being said, man, it could be a close game. I think it'll be a close game. I got the Saints winning it by a touchdown, 21-17 over the Falcons. Close game. They finished season 7-10 against the Atlanta Falcons. So there you have it. That's my score prediction. Saints 21, Falcons 17. So we'll see how it all play out this Sunday, 12 o'clock at the Central Time at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 1 o'clock Eastern. So we'll see. That's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What's your prediction what's your prediction for Sunday's matchup? And have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out. Listen to this podcast on Amazon, Spotify, Apple. 5-star rating. Leave a review. I'm out. Happy New Year.